just like me.
Yes, it does. Smaller.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks just like me. It has my hair.
Yes, it does.
I wonder if it would have been better off having your hair.
Well, your hair is lovely, dear.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello, baby. Hello. Coo.
Coo. Kumquat. Kumquat.
Yeehaw. Yeehaw. Yeah, these little baked potatoes.
Don't call the child a baked potato.
Well, it's a term of affection.
It isn't. It's a food. No one wants to be called a baked potato.
Well, it doesn't speak English.
The various books say you should presume your child can understand you. We don't want it to have problems in kindergarten or marriage because you called it a baked potato.
It seems to me that you're losing your sense of humor.
I just don't want to make the child insane, that's all. Bringing up a child is a delicate thing.
Okay. You're not a baked potato, sweet pea. And you're not a sweet pea either when you're a baby. A baby.
I want a divorce.
What?
You heard me. I want a divorce.
Are you crazy? You read the statistics on children from broken homes. Do you want that to happen to our child?
I don't feel ready for marriage. I didn't when we got married. I should have said no.
But we love each other.
You have brown hair. I don't like men with brown hair. I like men with blonde hair. But I'm afraid of them. I'm not afraid of you. I hate you.
What? Is this postpartum depression?
Don't talk about postpartum depression. You know nothing about it. Men just don't understand things, do they, sweetie pie?
Hey, if I can't call it a potato, then you can't call it a pie.
I didn't call it a pie.
You did? You called it sweetie pie.
Sweetie pie is an expression. It isn't a food. You don't go into a restaurant and order sweetie pie.
Why do you insist on winning every argument?
If I'm right, I'm right. It has nothing to do with winning. Men don't know how to argue. That's why they always end up hitting people.
I don't hit people.
Boys and men hit one another constantly. They attack one another in the street. They play football. They wrestle on television. They rape one another in prison. They rape women and children in back alleys. Beware of men, darling. Be glad you're not ever going to be a man.
That's a horrible thing to say. Isn't it a girl? I thought it was a boy.
We don't know what sex it is yet. It's too young. The doctor said we could decide later.
You don't decide later. Gender is a fact. It's not a decision.
That's not what the doctor said to me. He said something about the DNA molecule. They're splitting it differently now. He said if the DNA combined one way, then the child would have testosterone, and then we could have it circumcised or not. Or else the DNA combines with estrogen, and in that case it would be a girl. Or in some cases, the DNA combines with cobalt molecules, and then the child would be radioactive for 5,000 years, and we'd have to send it in orbit.
What are you talking about?
Can't you speak English? I'm married to an idiot. Your father is an idiot. God, please let me meet a blonde-haired man who's smarter than I am. Why don't you go away? I don't like you.
I don't understand. We were very happy yesterday.
What are you talking about? Happy? Who was happy?
We were making plans. The child's schooling. What playgrounds to take it to. Whether or not to let it play with toy guns. How to toilet train it.
Oh, God, toilet training. I can't face it. We'll have to hire someone.
We don't have money to hire anyone.
Well, we'll have to earn the money.
You can't earn money. I was let go from work.
Well, you can find another job.
I don't feel able to work right now.
John, that's not practical.
Just want to go back to bed.
But John, you wanted to be responsible. Don't you remember? Right after that week you stayed behind the refrigerator. You came to me and said, the immaturities of my youth are over now, hon. Let's make a baby. And then we did. Don't you remember?
I need professional help. I want to go to McLean's in Massachusetts. That's the institution James Taylor was at for a while. He seems so calm and tranquil when he gives his concerts. He's got a summer home on Martha's Vineyard. Well, maybe when the doctor says I'm well enough,
John, live up to your responsibilities. Oh, God, it's crying. What should we do?
Sing to me.
There's no business like show business like
A
no...
lullaby, sweetheart.
I don't know any lullabies.
Hush, little baby, don't you cry. Mama's gonna give you a big black eye.
What happened? Those aren't the lyrics.
I know, I don't know the right ones.
God, you're going to teach it the wrong lyrics to everything. It's gonna have trouble with its peer group.
Maybe we should hold it.
We might drop it. I'm not steady. I had cocktail for breakfast.
Why did you have a cocktail?
You're always picking on me. Sorry I married you. I'm sorry I gave birth to baby. I wish I were back at the sponge school.
But we love the baby.
How can we love the baby? It won't stop that noise. Shut up, baby. Shut up. God, please, Elvis, please make it stop crying.
Hello, I'm Nanny.
Oh, thank goodness you've come. Please make it stop crying.
Hello, baby. Hello. Yes, it's Nanny. Well, I brought you a present. Oh, that surprised you, didn't it?
See here, who are you?
Oh, God, it's crying again. Please make it stop crying.
What? I can't hear. Your child's making so much racket.
Please, make it stop that awful noise.
Quiet, baby. Be quiet. Shut up!
I think you've given it a heart attack.
No, it's just resting.
Oh, thank God it stopped.
Who are you?
Well, I'm the ghost of Christmas past. No, I'm just joking. Well, I get a list from all the new parents from the hospital, and then I just descend upon them. Now, I need Wednesday evenings off, and I'm allergic to asparagus and lobster.
We never have lobster.
And I like chunky peanut butter better than the smooth kind. But if we already have the smooth kind, we'll finish that off before we get a new jar.
I can't afford you.
And I don't do windows, and I don't do floors, and I don't do laundry, but I make a tuna salad, and a salmon salad, and a salad niçoise, and chunky peanut butter sandwiches, and my own yogurt in a great big vat.
You can't stay here.
But I need help. I can't cope by myself. Please, John.
I'm on unemployment.
Well, we'll get you another job.
Oh, yeah. What can I do?
Why don't you become an astronaut? That pays well. Or a football player, or a newscaster. Wouldn't you like to see your daddy on television, baby? Baby? Well, I think the snake scared it. Wake up! There, that's better.
Oh, please don't shout at it. It's not good for it.
Well, maybe I should hold it. Comfort it.
That would be very responsible, John. That's a good boy. Good boy. John's been fired from his job, you see.
Well, that won't put food on the table.
I could get a job, I suppose. But what would I do?
Well, you could write a novel. Jurassic Park sold really well recently. You could write something like that.
That's a good idea. But I need a pencil and paper.
Oh. Well, here's $1. You can go to the store and buy yourself a paper and a nice felt-tip pen to start your novel.
Now?
Well, no time like the present. Right, baby?
Oh, John, please put the baby down. I'm afraid one of us might drop it. I had a cocktail for breakfast, and John took some NyQuil and Quaaludes.
I get tense.
Put the baby down, John. You're spoiling it. Well, what are we going to call it anyway?
Well, John's father's name was John, and his mother's name was Joan, and my father's name was John, and my mother's name was Hillary. My doctor's name is Dr. Arthur Hammerstein, but I really want a woman doctor who can understand me. But it's so hard to find a good doctor.
Yes, but what about a name? A name?
Don't you get cross with me.
All right, we won't call the baby anything.
Well, we could call it John after me if it's a boy, and Helen after you if it's a girl.
No, I don't want to call it anything now. I want to go back to bed.
But I thought you were going to the store to buy some paper and a pencil to start your novel.
I don't want to. I want to go to sleep.
But I gave you $1.
I don't care.
Well, here's another $1. You can buy an ice cream soda on the way home.
Oh, thank you, Nanny. I love you.
We're all going to have to be very kind to her. Don't rely on Mommy, baby. She's not all there. So, What can I do for you?
Well, I really haven't hired you yet, you know.
Do you want a quickie?
Pardon?
Well, us nannies have a few tricks up our sleeves. I bet I know a few things your wife doesn't know.
I don't know. I had a Quaalude this morning, and I don't really feel up to anything.
It's very rude to turn me down. Well, you might hurt my feelings.
And what about the baby?
Well, the baby doesn't have to know about any of it. Now, we haven't much time. She's getting paper and a pencil and an ice cream soda.
Well, okay, but let's not do it here. I feel uncomfortable in front of the baby.
We could distract it. We could play loud music.
We might hurt its eardrums. I want to be a good father.
Well, of course you do. I have tiny little earplugs we can put in its ears.
Well, then what's the point of loud music?
I don't know.
This is all getting too complicated.
Very well. Let's do it in the kitchen. Come on.
Little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. If that mockingbird won't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring. If that diamond ring turns brass, Mama's gonna buy you a looking glass. If that looking glass gets broke, Mama's gonna buy you a billy goat. Baby, we're sleeping. Now go back to sleep. John, you talk to it.
Enough of this noise, little child. Daddy and Mommy are sleeping.
God, it won't stop. Nanny, wake up, Nanny.
Nanny!
Where am I? Help! Water to the right of me! Water to the left of me! Oh, to a Grecian urn!
Nanny, baby's calling you.
I'm sleepy.
Nanny, you're the nanny.
And what about Tiger here?
You call me Tiger?
Tiger. All right, baby. Nanny's coming. Hello, baby. Hello.
I don't know. Maybe she was dreaming.
Baby stopped. Thank goodness for Nanny. And her salad you saw was so good for dinner.
Yes, it was. Helen, I don't think this is going to work out.
What is it?
Nanny,
Well, I think it's working out fine.
I can't sleep 3 in a bed.
John, when we're rich, we'll buy a big house with an extra room for Nanny. Until then, this is fine.
Helen, I don't think Nanny's a very good person.
I heard that.
Nanny, please. Helen and I are trying to have a private conversation here.
Look, don't you talk behind my back. Well, I'll hire a lawyer and we'll slap an injunction against you.
Nanny, you deal with baby and let Helen and I figure this out.
Well, I finished comforting baby. Go to sleep, baby. Now you say to my face that I'm not a good person.
Well, maybe that's too strong, but I think you're a little bit too rough with the baby. I mean, you just threw it into the bassinet.
Do you hear it crying?
No, but maybe it's fainted.
No, it's just resting. scene.
Yeah, you keep saying that, but I think you've got it fainting. It's got this look of panic on its face.
Look, don't you tell me how to handle children. I've got it down.
Nanny knows best, John, and she's helping me with my novel. She really liked the first chapter, John.
Well, I did. I thought it showed real promise.
And then, when I sell my novel, if we get a good deal for the paperback rights, we can buy a house in the country, and then maybe we can have another baby.
Helen, Nanny seduced me this afternoon while you were out buying paper.
That's a lie.
It's the truth. I was unfaithful to you, Helen, and I'm sorry.
I don't know how to cope with this.
Yeah, so you can see why I'm a little bit uncomfortable sleeping 3 in a bed.
I don't know how to cope.
Helen, I'm sorry. It was Nanny's fault.
He raped me.
I did not. That's a lie, Helen.
I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm going to work on my novel in the kitchen. I'm going to pretend I live alone.
Well, things are in a fine mess now.
You told her, I didn't.
What we did was wrong.
Oh, for God's sakes, it didn't mean anything. Things would have been fine if you hadn't told her.
I felt guilty. It's wrong to cheat on your wife.
You're such a dullard. There's no right or wrong. There's only fun.
That can't be right. Certain things are just intrinsically wrong. When we figure out what these things are, then we are said to have values.
Haven't you read the Brothers Karamazov? Ivan Karamazov realizes that because there is no God, everything is permitted.
I don't understand.
Everything is permitted.
The hell did you do that for?
Well, I felt like it. Everything is permitted.
I'm taking the novel and the baby, and I'm leaving you.
Helen, I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
You obviously prefer Nanny to me, and so as far as I'm concerned, you can just go to hell.
Oh, I love arguments.
But we have to stay together for the sake of baby.
No, I'm taking the novel and the baby, and I'm leaving you. You won't get any of the paperback rights at all. Goodbye.
But the baby's asleep.
Fainted, as you said, and bats it around so. Mommy's going to save you now, sweetie pie.
I have rights to this child too, you know.
Baby will thank me later.
Where will you go at this hour?
We'll go to Marriott's Essex house.
Uh-huh. The credit cards have been canceled.
All right, we'll sleep in the park. I don't care. I just have to get out of here.
But it's freezing out. Baby will catch pneumonia.
Well, I can't help it. You don't die from pneumonia.
But you do. You do die from pneumonia.
Don't tell me what to do. I know what I'm doing.
Helen.
Let her go. She'll be back in a few minutes. I know these hysterical mothers.
But it's freezing out. They're going to get very ill.
It's bad to fuss too much as a parent. Your child's going to grow up afraid. Well, let baby discover some things for itself. Do you want a quickie?
What?
You heard me.
But it's wrong. Sexual infidelity is wrong.
Wrong, right. I really don't know where you pick up these phrases. Well, didn't they teach you about Darwin in public school? The fish came out of the water covered in a viscous substance, and then bones and vertebrae were evolved, and then male and female, and then the testicles and semen, and the egg and ovum, and then reproduction, and then dinosaurs, or maybe even dinosaurs before that. And then local governments, nuclear power plants, space program, the home box office, cable television, MTV, and now the information superhighway. Well, where do you find right and wrong in all that? Tell me.
I fell in a puddle. I'm all wet.
Well, if it isn't Nora 5 minutes after the end of A Doll's House.
I thought you were going to help me, and now all you do is pick on me.
Good God, the baby's soaking wet.
Of course it's wet. I told you. I fell in a puddle.
Helen is just the worst mother, isn't she, baby?
Don't you say that. John hit her for me.
Now enough of all this arguing. We are going to get the baby in some dry clothes. And then we are going to get Helen in some dry clothes. And then we are going to take NyQuil and Quaaludes and get some sleep. And we will discuss all these problems in the morning. Is that clear?
Yes, John.
Yes, John.
Very well then. No more talking.
I've got the NyQuil.
Thank God.
You have its feet in the armholes.
The point is that it's dry, right?
The point is to do things right.
You said no more talking. I want to go to sleep.
All right, but in the morning, we're going to kill Nanny.
Let's just have our NyQuil and not argue anymore.
Should we give the baby NyQuil?
I don't know. What does it say on the label?
I can't read this. It's too small. I need glasses.
Well, if you can't read, then there's no solution, is there?
Why don't we just ask Baby? Do you want some NyQuil, honey? Huh? Do you? Well, it won't say. It's just staring back hostily.
Why can't it be a happy baby? John, you've dressed it wrong and can barely move that way.
I'm going to go to bed now. I don't want to hear any more complaints.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Nanny. I love you. I hate you, John.
Good night, Helen.
Hello, baby. Hello. Who are you?
I'm just so upset. I gave birth in the hospital to a darling little boy or girl. And when I got home from the hospital, well, there's no furniture in my apartment and there's no heat. There's just my German Shepherd. And of course, well, I hadn't fed in about a week since I went into the hospital. So I went to the store to buy some dog food and some baby food. But there's no furniture. So I put the baby on the floor. And when I got back, the dog had eaten the baby. And now I don't know what to do.
Well, have you told the story to the National Enquirer?
No.
Well, I'd start out by doing that.
But I'm so tired now.
What the hell is the matter with you? Why'd you leave your baby on the floor?
Please don't yell at me. I don't have any furniture.
There, you poor thing. Well, we'll get you another baby. You'll adopt.
But I'm not a fit mother.
Well, everyone's allowed one mistake.
Where's the dog?
Oh, I have him with me outside in the hall. Would you like to keep him?
You're not bringing that dog in here.
No, there's no reason to hold this woman's stupidity against her dog. That's unfair. Well, of course we want the dog. It sounds like a good watchdog.
Well, actually, it's always been quite vicious, but you see, normally I feed it. It's just that when I was in the hospital, they wouldn't let me leave.
Administrative red tape. Well, it really is behind so much evil and suffering in this world.
I don't know. I think she's a terrible woman.
Oh, please don't hate me. I just feel so guilty. I really just don't know any better. I never listened to anything they taught me in school. Something about equal sides of an isosceles triangle. And I don't have any furniture. And you have lovely furniture. Would you mind if I just lie down and sleep for a moment? I'm really exhausted.
Poor child.
Why is she here? We don't want her here.
Where is your charity? The poor child is going to have to live with her stupidity for the rest of her life. Well, she may even have to go to prison when the police hear of it. Surely you wouldn't begrudge her one night's sleep of safety and peace.
Well, maybe not. But can we make her go in the morning?
We'll see. Come, John, come to bed. Tomorrow's going to be a very busy day, Tiger.
God, that dog. Hey, you get up. Get up, your dog's barking.
I was having such a pleasant dream.
Get up and stop your dog's barking.
What dog?
Your dog, it's barking.
Oh. Now I hear it. It must smell baby. Dear God. Oh, don't worry. It's just hungry. Do you have any red meat?
Maybe there's some in the refrigerator.
But if you give it somewhere to stop barking, don't let it get your hand, though.
Where'd you get the dog?
Oh, some terrible people were beating it up in the park, and I felt sorry for it, so I asked them if I could have it.
And so they gave it to you?
Oh, yes, they beat me up for quite a while. 20 minutes or though, it seemed. It's hard to tell time that way. It might have been shorter. Well, then the dog and I just crawled back into my apartment, and we've been together ever since.
It took the meat.
It loves meat. I'm a vegetarian myself. I tried to make the dog eat bean sprouts and broccoli once for a while, but it didn't work out.
Somebody better change baby. It's made a mess.
Oh, I don't want to. Let Nanny do it.
I'm sleepy. I'll do it. I love babies. I had the most wonderful dream last night. I dreamt that I kidnapped your baby, and that baby, the dog, and I took the bus to Florida, and we had a wonderful time on the beach. I'm afraid we all got terribly sunburned in the dream, though. But I don't know if we died from it or not, because then I woke with the dog barking. Your baby's so grumpy looking. What's the matter, baby? Don't you like me?
It's a very grouchy baby. We're not very happy with it.
Oh, I know. I have a little toy it will like. The nurses gave it to me in the hospital. It's a little red thingamajig. Isn't it cute? I don't think baby likes me. Why don't you like me, baby?
Why don't you read to it then? The baby loves to be read to.
Okay.
John, you better get up and go look for work.
Leave me alone. I just want sleep.
John, you have responsibilities. Look at me.
Now here's a book. If I read to you, will you promise to smile at me, baby?
Let's get a divorce. You wanted one yesterday. Let's get one now.
It's not practical now. Baby needs a father, and I need financial support until I finish my novel.
Oh.
Chapter 7. Shortly after Mommy Dearest won her Oscar for Mildred Pierce, she would run into Christopher's and my room at 3 in the morning screaming, "Fire drill! Fire drill!"
This novel idea is a pipe dream, Helen. You realize that, don't you?
It is not. Nanny said my first chapter was brilliant.
Well, not brilliant perhaps, but quite commercial, I'd say.
Then she would pour gasoline on the curtains and light them on fire, while we would scream and scream. Ah! Ah! Ah!
But you can't write. You realize that, don't you?
What do you know? I can too.
Oh, read him your first chapter then. That'll show him.
I would try to untie Christopher from his bed, but Mommy wouldn't let me.
Chapter 1. I am born. I was born in a workhouse in London in 1853.
As the
My
bunny
mother,
came
whoever she
closer
may
and
have
closer
been,
to
had left
Christopher's
me
bed, he
at
would
the
cry
doorstep
out
of a wealthy
loud,
man named
"Come
Mr.
in,
Squire
save me
Manning.
from Mommy."
However,
And then
traveling
she would
gypsies
grab
came
the
by and
fire
snatched me up and
extinguisher
left me at the
spray curtains
workhouse.
as well as
My
Christopher
first conscious
as well as
memory is of
himself.
little Nell, the
Then
cobbler's
she
daughter, being run over
screaming
by
down
a
her
coach and
face.
four.
She would say,
Will you be quiet? I am trying to read from my novel.
"I am reading to baby.
I don't care what you're doing. You're a guest in this house.
If you don't read to baby, it will grow up with no love of literature."
It's my baby, and I'll raise it as I see fit.
No, it's not. I can see that my dream was a sign that I should have it.
Give it back to me.
No, I won't. You're not fit parent. I may be guilty of negligence with my child, but I love children, and it was an honest mistake. You three are heartless. You don't baby has a chance with me.
Give it back to me!
No, I won't. Don't come near me. I'll throw it out the window. Now, I am going to take baby and the dog, and we're going to Florida, and you're not to follow us.
Well, let the dream be a warning to you. Don't stay out in the sun too long. Babies have light skin.
I know what I'm doing. Come on, baby. You'll be safe with me. Come on, doggy! It's just me and baby!
John, what should we do?
I need amphetamines.
John, we haven't time.
I told you we shouldn't have let her stay here.
You said no such thing, and that's not the point now anyway. We've got to run after her.
We're not dressed.
Oh, you're impossible.
Right.
Well, time to move on, I think. We've done all I can do. So I'll just pack. Oh, look. She forgot her little red toy. Caution, keep away from children. Contains lead, asbestos, and red dye number 2. Well, I guess it isn't meant as a child's toy at all, then. But what would it be meant as, I wonder? It's hard to tell. So many mysteries. But children can survive it all. They're sturdy creatures. They ebb and flow, children do. They have great resiliency. They abide and they endure.
We got it.
Oh, did you? Yep. The stupid girl ran right in front of a bus. It ran right over her.
Squashed her.
Baby was just lucky and fell between the wheels.
Oh, that was lucky. Children are sturdy creatures. They ebb and flow.
The dog was still living, so John pushed it in front of an oncoming car. Now it's dead, too.
The driver, who was real angry, but just seemed too complicated to explain, so we just grabbed Baby and ran.
Baby looks so startled. It's been a busy day, hasn't it? Yes.
Nanny, Helen and I were talking on our way back up here, and we decided that things are going to be different from now on. The immaturities of my youth are over, and I'm ready to accept the responsibilities of being a father, and Helen of being a mother. And we've also decided that we're not going to let any more crackpots in here.
That's right, John.
And so, Nanny, we're going to have to ask you to leave. Helen and I have both decided that you're insane.
Well, when it cries, you hold it. You should feed it regularly, and you should keep it clean. Well, be consistent with it. Don't coo one minute, then shout at it the next.
I'm giving up my career as a novelist to care for Baby, and any resentment I feel I won't ever show.
Well, that all sounds excellent. Goodbye, Helen. Goodbye, Tiger.
Goodbye, Nanny. We love you.
Goodbye.
John, I feel so lonely now.
We have each other and Baby.
That's true. I wish I didn't have Baby and that I had written Scruples instead.
Well, I wish I were in McLean's. But I thought we were going to be positive about things from now on.
You're right. I was just kidding. Let's be parents now. Hello, Baby. Hello.
Oh, Baby. Baby looks so startled.
Well, of course. It's been a terrifying day. Baby had never even seen a bus before, let alone been under one. Don't worry, sweetie pie. Mommy will protect you from now on. She'll protect you from buses and from dogs and from crazy people and from everything and anything that goes bump in the night.
Bump, bump, bump!
That's right, John.
And Daddy loves you too, my little baked potato.
I told you not to call it a baked potato.
I'm sorry. Jesus. You can't shout that way around the baby. You're going to make it deaf or something.
I'm sorry. I'm fine now.
Well, all right, but no more shouting. It's okay, baby. No more shouting. Won't you smile for Daddy?
Or Mommy?
Can you smile for Mommy or Daddy? Well, here's a nice little red toy. Won't that make you smile? Smile, Daddy, smile.
Smile, baby. Smile, smile, smile. Oh, John, look, it's smiling.
That's right, baby.
You think it's just pretending to smile to humor us?
I think it's too young to be that complicated.
Yes, but why would it smile when we shouted at it?
Maybe it's insane.
I wonder which it is, insane or humoring us.
Look, it's still smiling. Well, maybe it likes the toy. Do you like the toy, baby? It makes a nice noise, doesn't it? Yes. Here, you play with it a while. Well, it doesn't like the toy.
What a fussy baby. Fussy baby, fussy baby.
But still smiling.
Fussy baby.
Fussy baby. Fussy, wussy, wussy baby. Fussy, wussy, wussy baby. Fussy, wussy, wussy baby. Fussy, wussy, wussy baby. Oh.
Oh, is that your son?
Yes, Billy. He has my eyes and mouth. And his father's nose.
Oh, of course, I can see that. But I've never seen your husband before. He definitely has your eyes and mouth.
Don't hang upside down, Billy. You'll crack your head open. He's reckless, just like his Uncle Fred.
Why, is that his favorite uncle?
No, he never met Fred. Fred's dead. Is that your little girl?
Yes, Susie. Be careful, Susie! It's such a full-time job taking care of children.
Yes, it is. Susie's a very pretty child. Is her mother very pretty?
Yes, her side of the family is rather nice looking.
That's nice. No one in our family is particularly good looking, except for Fred, sort of. Though you'd never know it, the way he ended up all squashed that way.
How did he die?
It was part of the rollerblading craze. He didn't know how, and he skated right under a crosstown bus. Be careful, Billy. I don't think any child is homely. Do you? Billy might grow up to be quite homely, but right now he's really very cute. And Susie's downright pretty.
Why, thank you. Susie, honey, watch out! Don't fall down on your face!
I have a child too, you know.
What?
No one has asked me about my child.
No one was talking to you.
Well, I'm a human being. I deserve courtesy.
Where is your child?
That's her lying on the ground. Get up, Daisy. Stop acting like a lump.
Well, what's the matter with her?
She's very depressed. She falls asleep all the time. You put her in the bathtub, she falls asleep. You put her on the toilet, she falls asleep. She's a depressing child. Get up, Daisy. Maybe one of the boys will poke her for me.
Maybe the child has narcolepsy.
You get that from a Venero disease, don't you? You're trying to say something nasty about me, aren't you?
No. Narcolepsy is when a person tends to fall asleep. I think you should take your daughter to a doctor.
All diseases are psychological. I'm not going to waste any money on some dumb doctor who can't do anything about anything. She sleeps because she doesn't want to be awake. She has no joie to be. Get up, Daisy. Hey, you boy, blow up the stick. Can you get my daughter up?
Billy, don't put that stick there. That's nasty.
Why isn't the child moving?
She's willful. Get up, you lump of clay. Tug her hair a little.
Billy, leave that little girl alone. I don't appreciate you encouraging my son to pick on women. It's not a very nice thing to teach.
She still hasn't moved. Maybe she's fainted.
She does this just to annoy me. It's very successful. You're very successful, Daisy. You're getting through. It's passive aggression. I do it with my husband. He says to me, "Did you make dinner?" I lay down in the rug and don't move. He says, "Get up." I don't move a muscle. He gets on top of me and starts to screw me. I pretend it isn't happening. Do as I say, not as I do, Daisy. I told you that.
That's no way to bring up a child.
What did you say? Do you want a fat lip? Don't cross me. I can do something terrible to your child.
What did you say?
Oh, nothing. My bark's worse than my bite. Get up, Daisy. Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer, do. Oh, I'm half crazy, oh, for the love of you. Sing! Sing!
It won't be a stylish marriage. I can't afford a carriage. But you'll look sweet upon the seat of a bicycle built for two.
She wrote,
Her arm twitched a little.
oh, I bet she heard it. She loves that song. Don't you, Daisy? Well, I have to go home now. Goodbye. Get up, Daisy. Mother can't stand the park another minute. Get up. Get up, damn you. Get up. All right, Daisy. I'll give you till 5, and then I'm going to step on your back. You listening? 1, 2, 3,
Daisy, come on, get up.
4.
Daisy, get up.
4 and a half.
Daisy,
4
get
and
up.
3
Come on,
quarters.
get up. Get up.
Oh, look. There she goes.
My God, she's running fast.
She's like that. Very inconsistent. 1 minute catatonic, the next she moves like a comet.
My God, she's heading right towards that bus.
Yes, she's always been drawn to buses. She's always running out in front of them. Usually the driver stops in time.
My God, it's gonna hit her.
It'll probably be fine.
Thank God.
Came so close.
This happens all the time. I get quite used to it. Oh my God, Daisy. Oh my God, she was almost killed. Oh God. Daisy, I'm coming, darling. Don't move, honey. Mommy's coming.
Good grief.
Well, at least the child's safe.
You think we should do something?
What do you mean, do what?
I don't know. Contact social welfare or something.
It's probably not even her child. Maybe she's only babysitting.
I don't think so.
Well, I don't think we should do anything.
Oh, fine. We'll just wait till we read about a child dead in the newspaper.
I did hear about that child they found dead, dismembered, in a garbage can outside the 21 Club. CBS is going to make a television movie about it.
I don't think they should exploit the sufferings of real people like that.
But they have all those hours of programming. They have to fill it up with something.
I suppose.
I mean, I would hate to be a television producer. You have to keep on coming up with ideas, and if they don't like your ideas, they wind up firing you.
This is really off the point of what we should do about that poor child.
Well, I really don't like to think about it.
Well, that won't help the child.
I don't like to concentrate on one thing for too long of a period of time. I'll get a headache.
I don't think the mother or the child are mentally well.
No, probably not. But then again, who is nowadays? Everything is so out of our control. I have to take a mood elevator. See, this pharmacist friend, he gives me all sorts of things. I should be well in a few moments.
Fine. I'll just wait till they come out with a television movie about the child under the bus. Come on, Billy, we're going home now. Billy, don't put that stick there. That's nasty. Don't put that there either. That's very nasty. Now put that back. I'm sorry, he just had that hate her.
That's okay. He probably meant it affectionately. I tend to think that sex and affection are somehow connected, don't you?
No, not really.
Oh, I do. People need affection all the time. Oh, Susie, come and give Daddy a great big hug.
You've said that. You've said that. Get on with it.
I just don't think we're very good parents.
Why do you say that? Did the bus run over the child? No. Did the bus run over her last week? No.
Why does she keep running the buses? What's the matter with her?
Nothing is the matter with her. She's just depressed. We have to cheer her up. Cheer up, Daisy. You're depressing us.
And why does she lie around in this pile of laundry all the time? You think that's normal too?
She's just going through a phase. She thinks she's an inanimate object. She thinks she's a baked potato because of what you said to her when she was a baby. You're not a baked potato, sweet pea. You're Mommy's little darling. Mommy loves you. Mommy doesn't mind that she's not a novelist or that she stayed in a bad marriage just for your sake. She's willing to make that sacrifice. You see how unresponsive she is? It's enough to make you want to shake and bake her.
Helen, we just can't talk about the child that way. Did you hear what you just said?
I was making a point, John. I'm not talking about actually cooking her. You have no sense of irony. We're not going to eat you, Daisy. Mommy was speaking figuratively.
Speaking of shake and bake, have you made dinner yet?
Have I made dinner yet? Well, now let me see. You were unemployment, and then I was at the playground, and then Daisy tried to run in front of a bus. Now, I remember all these things, but as to dinner, I'm going to have to lie down and think.
Helen, don't do this again. You know it makes me furious. Helen, stop staring at the ceiling. Helen! Helen! Damn it! I just broke one of Daisy's toys, Helen. Do you want me to break another one? Helen! Helen! God, listen to me. Helen, what's wrong with us? You're ruining this poor child. I'm gonna take her and we're gonna leave you. We've gotta get away from you. Daisy, get up. Daisy, Daddy loves you. Daisy. Daisy. God damn it, get up! I'll just have to carry you then. Helen, I'm taking Daisy in the laundry and we're leaving you. I don't know where we're going, but we've got to get away from you. Helen, we're leaving now. Goodbye.
And you'll never get any of the paperback rights.
There aren't any paperback rights, Helen. You live in a fool's paradise. We're leaving now. I don't know where we're going. I don't know. I just need a drink first. Where's the vodka, Helen? Helen! Daisy, where's the vodka? Daisy? Helen? Daisy? Helen? God damn it, I'm talking to you people. Are you deaf? God, how did I get in this situation? Where is the vodka?
It's in the toy duck. Toy duck, toy duck, toy duck.
Right, thank you. Why can't we have a liquor cabinet like normal people? You want some, Helen? Daisy, you want some? Daisy? She's not a baked potato. She's a 20% polyester, 80% cotton pilot. Puka poo.
Puka poo. Puka poo. Toy duck, toy duck. Polly Wolly win back, Polly Wolly win me, mo, mo.
Helen, you're talking
Ma,
again.
me, mo,
I'm sorry I asked about dinner. You want a cocktail?
Thanks, I'm too tired.
Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer due. I'm half crazy, all for the love of you. Hush, little baby, don't you cry. Mama's gonna give you a big black eye.
John, those aren't the lyrics.
No, they're not. I don't know the right ones. And if that big black eye turns purple, Mama's gonna buy you a... What rhymes with purple?
I don't know. I'm not a rhyming dictionary. Ask Daisy.
Daisy, honey, what rhymes with purple? Daisy, what rhymes with purple? She says she doesn't know.
Well, at least she spoke today. That's something.
Yes, that is something.
Oh, you're here. I love having a male secretary. It makes it all worthwhile. Sharpen the pencils, please, Henry. Then check the coffee pot. Hello, Miss Pringle, how are you?
I'm fine, Mrs. Willoughby, but I wanted to talk to you about Daisy Dingleberry.
Ah, yes, that peculiar child who's doing so well on the track team.
Yes, she runs very quickly.
Wait a moment, would you? Henry, check to see if we have enough non-dairy creamer for the coffee, would you? Then I want you to go and buy my husband a birthday present. I don't have the time. Thank you, sweetie. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Well, I'm worried about Daisy. She's doing very well in track, and she's doing well in her classes. Some days she just stares, and then she's absent a lot.
Yes, I see. Yes, go on.
Well, it's her summer essay, you know, what I did last summer.
Well, what did you do?
No, it's the topic of the essay, what you did last summer.
Oh, well, Mr. Willoughby and I went to the New Jersey seashore. He was brought up there. It brings back fond memories of his childhood. Bouncing on his mother's knee, being hugged, being kissed. Henry, I want you to buy my husband underwear. Pink, the bikini kind. Calvin Klein or something like that. Or you could use your Men catalog if it wouldn't take too long. Mr. Willoughby is a medium. Thank you, sweetie. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
About Daisy's essay?
What about it? Oh, well, wait a moment, would you? Henry, I mean Mr. Willoughby is a medium size. I don't mean he holds seances. I didn't want there to be any misunderstanding. I don't think there was, but just in case. I myself am into black magic. Henry, I've taken out a black candle and I'm thinking of you. Do you have a match?
No, I'm sorry. About Daisy's essay.
I'm all ears. What is a figure of speech? As you can indeed see, I am a great deal more than just ears. I have a head, a neck, a trunk, a lower body, legs, and feet. Henry, I have legs and feet. I hope you're working quickly.
Pay attention to me! Focus your mind on what I'm saying! I do not have all day!
Yes, you're right. I will. Oh, I admire strong women. I've always been afraid I might actually be a lesbian, but I've never had the opportunity to experiment with that side of myself. You're not interested, are you? You're single. Perhaps maybe you are a lesbian.
I'm not a lesbian, thank you anyway.
Neither am I. I just thought maybe I was. Henry, you don't think I'm a lesbian, do you? The intercom only works one way. It needs to be repaired. Well, of course, Henry's a mute anyway.
Mrs. Willoughby, please, put your hand over your mouth for a moment and don't say anything.
I'm all ears.
Good, thank you. I was disturbed by Daisy's essay. I want you to listen to it. What I Did for My Summer Vacation by Daisy Dingleberry. Dark, dank rags, wet, fetid towels, a large German shepherd, its innards splashed across the windshield of a car. Is this a memory? Is it a dream? I am trapped. I am trapped. How to escape? I try to kill myself, but the buses always stop. Old people and children get discounts on buses, but still, no one will ever kill me. How did I even learn to speak? It's amazing. I am a baked potato. I am a summer squash. I am a vegetable. I am an inanimate object who, from time to time, can run very quickly, but I am not really alive. Help, help, help. I am drowning. I am drowning. My lungs fill with the summer ocean, but still, I do not die. This awful life goes on and on. Can no one rescue me? What do you think I should do?
I'd give her an A. I thought it was very good. The style is good. It rambles a bit, but it's unexpected. It's sort of an intriguing combination of Donald Bartholomew and Sesame Street. All that I am a baked potato stuff. I liked it.
Yes, but don't you think the child needs help?
A good editor would give her pointers, granted, but I don't think she's ready for publishing yet. I feel she should stay in school, keep working on her essays. The school track team needs her. There's no one who can run as fast. I feel this is all premature, Miss Pringle.
I feel she should see the school psychologist.
I am the school psychologist.
What happened to Mr. Byers?
I fired him. I thought a woman would be better suited for the job.
Do you have a degree in psychology?
I imagine I do. I can have Henry check if you insist. Are you sure you're not a lesbian? Well, I think you're too forceful. It's unfeminine. And I think you're picking on this poor child. She shows signs of promising creativity, and first you want to force her into premature publishing, and now you want to send her to some head shrinker who will rob her of her creativity under the name of some awful god of normalcy? Miss Pringle, here's what I have to say to you. I will not let you rob Daisy Dingleberry of her creativity. She will not see a psychologist as long as she's in this school, and you're hereby fired from your position as teacher in this school. Good day. Henry, come remove Miss Pringle bodily from my office, would you, sweetie?
No need for that. I can see myself out. Let me just say that I think you're insane, and I'm sorry you're in a position of power.
Yes, but I am in a position of power. Aren't I, Henry? Now get out of here before I start to become violent.
I'm sorry you will not let me help this child.
Help this child? She may become the next Virginia Woolf, the next Sylvia Plath.
Dead, you mean?
Who cares if she's dead as long as she publishes? Now get out of here!
Daisy,
How old are you?
I'm 17.
I wish I'd gotten you here sooner. Why are you wearing a dress?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I know I'm a boy, young man. It's just that I got used to wearing a dress for so long. Some mornings I wake up and I forget. I really should throw all the dresses in my closet away.
Why did you used to wear dresses?
Well, that's how my parents dressed me. They said they didn't know what sex I was, and that I had to be one of two. They made a guess and just guessed wrong.
Are your genitals in any way misleading?
No, I don't think so. Well, my parents never really looked. Well, they didn't want to intrude. It was a sort of politeness on their part. My mother's delicate, and my father, he rests a lot.
Do you think they acted out of pleasure?
Well, probably. It all got straightened out eventually. When I was 11, I came across this medical book that had pictures in it, and I realized I looked more like a boy than a girl, but my mother had always wanted a girl, or a bestseller.
and I didn't want to disappoint her. But some mornings, I don't know what will come over me. I just feel like striking out at them. So I wait till my mother was having one of her crying fits, and I'd take the book to her. I was 12 now. And I'd say, "Have you ever seen this book? Are you totally insane? Everybody has always said that I was a boy. Why have you named me Daisy? What's the matter with you?" But she just kept crying and said something about Judith Krantz and something about being out of shake and bake chicken. And then she said I want to die. And then she said, "But perhaps you're a boy, but we don't want to jump to any hasty conclusions, so we'll just wait and see if I menstruated or not." Well, then when I asked her what that word meant, she slapped me and washed my mouth out with soap. And then she hugged me and apologized and washed her mouth out with soap. And then she tied me to the kitchen table, turned on all the gas jets, and said it would be just a little while longer for the both of us. When my father came home, he turned off the gas jets and untied me and asked her if dinner was ready. Well, she didn't say anything. She'd just lie on the kitchen floor, and he'd say, "I guess not," crouch next to the refrigerator and try and read. Well, only I don't think he was really reading, though, because he never turned any of the pages. Oh, then since nothing else seemed to be going on, I just went to bed.
How did you feel about this?
Well, I knew something was wrong with them, but then again, they meant well. And somewhere in all that, I felt they actually cared for me. I mean, after all, she loved me and he untied me. So I forgave them, because they meant well. I tried to understand them. I felt sorry for them. I considered suicide.
That's the end of our first session. This is your second session. How old are you?
I'm 19.
Why have you waited 2 years between your first and second sessions? And you never called to cancel them. I've been waiting here for 2 years.
I'm sorry. I should have called. I was just too depressed to make it. I'm in college now. I've owed this paper on Jonathan Swift's Gulliver's Travels for 1.5 years. I keep trying to write it, but I have this terrible problem beginning it.
In problems of this sort, it's best to begin at the beginning, follow through to the middle, and continue on until the ending.
Yeah, well, I've tried that. It's just the first sentence gives me such a problem. Gulliver's Travels is a biting, bitter work that... I keep getting stuck onto that.
I see you're wearing men's clothing today.
Oh, I threw all my dresses out. And I'm going to change my name from Daisy. I was considering Frances or Hillary or Marion.
Any other names?
Rocky.
Have you seen your parents lately?
I try not to. They call me and cry and so on, but I just hold the receiver away from my ear. Then crouch next to the refrigerator for several days.
How are you doing in school?
I'm not even sure I'm registered. It's not just the Jonathan Swift paper I owe. I owe a paper comparing a George Herbert poem to a Shakespeare sonnet, a paper on characterization in the Canterbury Tales, and an essay on the American characters seen in Henry James's Daisy Miller. Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer due. I'm half crazy. I'm half crazy. I'm half sick of shadow, said the Lady of Shallow.
You sound like an English major.
Yes. I learned a certain love of literature from my parents. My mother's a writer. She wrote the Cliff Notes to Scruples and Princess Daisy. My father liked to read. When he crouched next to the refrigerator, he'd often read. I like reading, too. I had this eerie dream, though, sometimes, that I'm a baby in my crib. And somebody's reading to me from what I think is Mommy Dearest. And this big dog keeps barking and snarling at me. And then an enormous bus or truck or something, it falls from the sky and kills me. Well, then I always wake up.
That's the end of our second session.
Doctor, I'm so depressed I can hardly talk on the phone. It's like I can only function for 2 hours a day maximum. I have this enormous desire to feel absolutely nothing.
That's the end of our third session.
When I do get up, I sleep with people constantly. I'm always checking out people on the street to see whom I can sleep with.
Eventually, you'll get a lot of venereal diseases.
I know. I already have. It's just that during sex, there's always this 10 or 20 seconds where I forget who I am and where I am. That's why I'm so obsessive. But it's ridiculous to spend hours and hours looking for sex just in order to find these 10 or 20 seconds. It's so time-consuming. I mean, no wonder I never get that paper on Gulliver's Travels done.
You still haven't done that paper?
Oh, I've been a college freshman for 5 years now. I'm never going to graduate. Each year in the fall, during registration, people just laugh at me.
That's the end of our 53rd session. See you Tuesday.
I mean, it's the inconsistency I hate them the most for. You know, 1 minute, they're cooing and cuddling and feeding me NyQuil, and the next minute, they're turning on the gas jets or threatening to step on my back or lying on the floor. I didn't ask to be brought into this world. Now, how dare they treat me like that? If they didn't know how to raise a child, they should have had a kitten or a dog. They're more independent. Or a gerbil. But left me unborn.
That's the end of our 215th session.
I passed this couple on the street yesterday, and they had this 4-year-old child walking between them. They were fighting and arguing. You could tell they were insane. I just wanted to snatch that child up and
And what?
hurl it in front of a car or something. I don't know. It was too late to save it, but at least it would be dead.
That's the end of our 377th session.
Look, Doctor, I suppose my parents aren't actually evil. And perhaps my plan of hiring a hitman to kill them is going too far. My parents aren't evil. They're just disturbed. And they mean well. But meaning well is not enough.
How's your Gulliver's Travels paper going?
I'm too depressed.
I'm afraid I'm going to be on vacation next week.
I'm not happy with my present name.
I'll just be gone a week.
I just wore a dress last week.
I won't be gone that long.
And I slept with 30 people.
I hope you enjoy it.
And I can't be responsible for what I might do next week.
Please, I need a vacation.
All right, fine. You take your stupid little vacation. I just hope it rains.
You're trying to manipulate me.
Yes, but I mean well. Doctor, I've been in therapy with you for 10 years now. I've been a college freshman for 6 and a sophomore for 4. The national defense loan I took out to pay for this idiotic education is going to take me a lifetime to repay. I don't know. I just feel sort of stuck.
Yes?
Oh, and I had another memory I'd forgotten. You know, something else my parents did to me. It was during that period of time I stayed in the laundry.
Yes?
My mother promised me that I could have ice cream if I just stand up for 10 minutes and get out of the laundry. So I stand up for 10 minutes, and she forgets she's defrosting the refrigerator, and all the ice cream had melted. I mean, it's so typical of her. She had a college education. Who forgets they're defrosting the refrigerator? God, don't you just hate her?
How old are you?
27.
Don't you think it's about time you let go of all of this?
What?
Don't you think you should move on with your life? Yes, your parents were impossible, but that's already happened. It's time to move on. Why don't you write write your damn Gulliver's Travels paper? Why don't you decide on a name? My secretary has writer's cramp from changing your records from Rocky to Butch to Cain to Abel to Tootsie to Raincloud to Elizabeth I to Elizabeth II to Conchita Pierce to Mary Baker Eddy. I mean, pull yourself together. You're smart. You have resources. You can't blame them forever. Move on with it.
Well, fuck you!
It almost makes me wish I had a cold. Ah, delicious. There are pleasurable things in life. Daisy, dear, you almost ready? We're waiting for you.
I thought his name was Panchita.
John, we've been telling you all day. He called himself Panchita only for the month of March several years ago. He's been calling himself Charles Correll for the last several years, and now that he's turned 30, as a gift to me, he's decided to go back to the name of Daisy. Daisy, we're waiting for you.
Well, I wish somebody would have told me. Would have changed the banner.
The banner's a lovely gesture, John. We all appreciate it. No one gives a fuck what's on it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to swear. No one gives a shit what's on it. Daisy, Mommy and Daddy want to see how you look in your present. Oh, do you like it, dear?
I'm not certain.
Now, it's not a dress. I want to make that very clear. It's a Scottish kilt. Scottish men wear them in the Highlands. And all that air is wonderful for your potency if you're wearing boxer shorts rather than those awful jockey shorts that destroy your semen. Isn't that so, John?
Huh? I wasn't listening.
That's right, you weren't listening. None of us were. All our heads were elsewhere. Your father's become a Christian Scientist, and we're all so pleased. Now when he cuts himself, we don't even put a Band-Aid on him. We just watch him bleed.
I cut myself this morning, shaving. Nasty little cut on the bottom of my foot. Between the vodka and the Dalmane and the weight of the razor, I fell right over. And then trying to get back up, I cut the bottom of my foot open. Your mother won't let me put a Band-Aid on it because she thinks I've become a Christian Scientist.
That's right, that's what I do. Conchita, dear, I'm sorry, Daisy. You're so silent. Do you like your birthday present?
Did you give this to me because you thought I'd like it, because you're insane? Or did you give it to me as a nasty barb to remind me you dressed me like a girl for the first 15 years of my life?
I gave it to you because I thought you'd like it. Because I'm insane. I'm insane because I stayed in a bad marriage and didn't know what I was supposed to do with my life. But I'm not bitter. And now that your father's become a Christian Scientist, I'm going to become a Jehovah's Witness and go to the supermarket, forcing people to take copies of the Watchtower. Perhaps the Watchtower will publish me. Certainly somebody has to someday.
Your mother is going through a religious phase. Cocktail, anybody?
Your father calls drinking from a bottle a cocktail. It's sort of adorable, really. No, dear, but you have one. I'm enjoying life so much today, and you've turned 30, and that means I'm getting nearer to my death and have wasted my youth. It cheers me up. Happy birthday, dear.
He hasn't even opened up his other presents yet.
That's right, Daisy. We have other presents. Here's one. Daisy always loves surprises. And now open the bigger box. Ah! Looky, looky, looky! Surprise! Everybody sing. Happy birthday, Daisy dear, Daisy dear. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday.
Who is this?
I'm your Auntie Mame. No, I'm just joking. Why, I'm the Antichrist! No, I'm just joking. I'm your Auntie Nanny.
This is Nanny. Don't you remember Nanny?
I remember something. God knows what. Hey, why did you all sing Happy Birthday to the wrong melody?
Well, Nanny told us you have to pay a royalty to sing the real Happy Birthday melody. The selfish people that wrote the stupid melody don't have to lift a finger for the rest of their fucking lives, while I have to sweat and slave over the cliff notes to the Thornbirds. And all because your father's never been able to earn a living. Why don't you just keel over and die? I'm just kidding. I'm fine.
Hello, baby. Hello. What pretty brown eyes you have. Cool. Shut up! Is it coming back to you, honey?
I try not to remember too much. It doesn't get me very far.
Happy birthday to...
Shush! There are spies from ASCAP everywhere.
So nice to see one of my babies grown up. What a pretty dress. The plaid matches your eyes.
It's not a dress, Nanny. It's a kilt.
Well, whatever it is. It's very becoming.
Happy birthday,
Please, John.
Conchita!
Please! We can't afford to pay your royalties.
There. Shut up! Oh, it's so nice to see all my babies grown up. I'm so pleased. What does baby do for a living?
He goes to college. He was a college freshman for 6 years, and he's been in a sophomore slump for 7 years.
13 years of college. Well, baby must be very smart.
He's been having trouble writing his freshman expository paper on Gulliver's Travels. How's that going, Rocky? I'm sorry, I mean Daisy.
I finished it. I thought I'd read it to you.
Oh, this'll be a treat. John, are you still there? John? Daisy's going to read to us.
Well, let me just put on my glasses.
Jonathan Swift's Gulliver's Travels is a biting, bitter work that depresses me greatly.
Oh, I like it so far.
By the end of the book, Gulliver has come to agree with the King of Brobdingnagg's assessment that man is, quote, the most pernicious race of odious little vermin that ever suffered to crawl upon the face of the earth, unquote. We are meant to see Gulliver's assessment of King Brobdingnagg's statement as a sign that he has come to grips with a feeling of discontent with the world. We're meant to see that understand Gulliver's discontent, but however to see that he is now by now gone mad. I feel I do not wish to analyze papers writing these things anymore, because I agree with Gulliver and don't like the rest of the world either. And so I've decided after 13 years of schooling that I'm not meant to go to college, and so I'm withdrawing. Fuck your degree, I'm gonna be a bus driver.
Oh, I think that was excellent. I think you'll get a very good grade. Sean, wasn't that good? And how interesting you're going to become a bus driver. You've always been drawn to buses.
Well, I love buses too. I adore all public transportation. Danger of derailing, the closest of the people to dirt and smells. Well, I'm sort of like a bacteria. Wherever I am, I thrive.
I feel that I should also tell you I'm getting married.
Married? How fascinating. John, I feel you're not participating in this conversation.
How do you spell dipsomaniac, I wonder?
John, you're too young to write your memoirs. Besides, I'm the writer in the family.
We weren't going to get married, but she's pregnant.
Pregnant? How lovely.
She's the 1,756th person I've slept with, although only the 877th woman.
This conversation is so interesting. I don't know what to do with it.
EIP.
John, participate in your life now. This isn't a spelling bee, it's a parent-child discussion.
I'm not sure that I love her, but then again, I don't use that word. And I do think I like her. Man, her getting pregnant just seemed like a sign we should get married. That and the fact that I took her phone number.
SOL.
KUYMOUSE.
Yes! Thank you.
Oh, I think it's marvelous. Congratulations, Daisy.
Your father and I will have lots of advice to give you. Don't give the baby NyQuil until it's at least 3. We made a mistake with you.
I really don't want to hear your advice.
Well, we listened to your awful paper. You can at least do us the courtesy of listening to whatever garbage we have to say.
Oh no, here come those owls again.
Oh, your father's having problems. John, dear, why don't you try and spell delirium tremens? That's a fun word.
ZBX.
No, dear, that's way off. God, he's going to be spelling all night long now. He's impossible to talk to when he's spelling. But Daisy, you're here and we'll talk, won't we? I've made you delicious dinner. I've ordered up Chinese.
I really don't think I can stay for dinner.
But it's your birthday. I don't like Chinese food. What should I do with it?
I hesitate to say.
Pardon?
I feel it best that I should tell you I don't think I should speak to you or Father for a few years and see if I become less angry.
Angry? Why are you angry?
Let me see if I can answer that. No, I can't. So, thanks for the kilt. And I better get going.
Going?
Well, baby dear, let me give you some advice before you go. Get a lot of medical checkups. So aside from your promiscuity, your parents exposed you to lead, asbestos, and red dye number 2 from this little toy you had. Avoid acid rain, dioxin contamination, and any capsule cabinets may have cyanide in them. Try to avoid radiation and third-degree burns after the atomic explosions come. And finally, work on having a sense of humor. Well, medically, humor and laughter have been shown to physically help people deal with the tensions of modern life that can be internalized, leading to cancer, high blood pressure, and spastic colon. Well, it was very nice to see you, and best of luck in the future. And Helen, if you just mail me back to Eureka, California at your earliest convenience, I'd much appreciate it.
What toy was she talking about?
Oh, who knows? Nanny's memory's probably starting to go. She must be 103 or so by now. Resilient woman.
D-E-L.
That's a much better start, darling.
E-R-I.
Well, I better get going.
Oh. Oh, stay a little longer, Daisy.
All right, fine. Well, that's about it. So, I'll just give you back this kilt here. Sorry about that. And, look, I'll give you a call in a few years if I'm feeling less hostile.
That would be lovely. Thank you, Daisy.
Goodbye.
How sharper than a serpent's tooth is it to have an ungrateful child. John, what's that from?
D-E-L.
What's that from, John?
E-R-I-M-O-U-S-E. There. But what's the lyre, mouse?
God only knows, John.
Oh, another kilt.
No, dear. Daisy gave it back. He said some very rude things, and then he left.
Well, maybe he was mad about the banner.
Yes, maybe that's it. Nonetheless, to err is human, to forgive divine. What's that from?
Bartlett's famous quotations.
Oh, you're just useless. Nanny, what's that from? Also, how sharper than a serpent's tongue tooth. What's that from?
I've nothing more to say. Send me to the post office.
Send me to the post office. What an orderly life Nanny leads. How I envy that.
Oh, no.
They're low-flying little beasts, aren't they, John? John, I wonder if I'm too old to have another baby. We could try again. But maybe you're not in the mood tonight. Well, we can talk about it tomorrow. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. John, what's that from? Nanny? One loses one's classics.
Such a cute baby. Isn't it amazing how immediately one loves them?
Yes, I suppose so.
Alexander, say hello to the baby.
Hello.
You're so stiff, Alexander. Be more friendly to the child.
Hello. Hello, little baby. We do know what sex it is, right?
Yes, it's a boy. Remember we sent out that card that said Alexander and Susan Nevsky are proud to announce the birth of their son, Alexander Nevsky Jr.?
I remember. I was just checking to make sure you hadn't gone insane and started calling it a girl.
I'm not insane. Hello, Alexander Jr. How odd that you're called Alexander Nevsky. Do you have Russian ancestors?
No, I took the name myself. I always liked the musical score, and I've had a tremendous problem with names.
Well, it is a very nice name.
Oh my God, it's crying.
Oh, well, what should we do? I wonder.
Why don't you try picking it up?
Well, instinctively, that feels right. There. It's all right. It's all right.
Oh my goodness, how did you do that?
Here, you try.
Here, it doesn't like me.
Hey, bounce it a little. Sing to it, why don't you?
Hush, little baby, don't you cry. Mama's gonna give you a big black poodle.
Those lyrics.
I don't know the lyrics. And if that big black poodle should attack, Mama's gonna step on your little... But Mama's gonna teach you to bite it back. And when baby goes up big and strong, baby can help Mama rewrite this song.
That's very sweet, Alexander.
Hush, little baby, don't you cry. Mama's gonna buy you a big black poodle. And if that big black poodle should attack, Mama's gonna teach you to fight it back. And when baby grows up big and strong, baby can help Mama rewrite this song.